Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Clutch Trick Gaming. Tonight, I'm going to build a car that has just been on Facebook from a shop that I used to work for but no longer work for. And it's a Cadillac CTSV. We had a customer there that wanted a really high horsepower car at the time I was there. And it looks like since I've left, he's continuing on with the saga of that car. And I just saw him post on Facebook that it was making 1,700 horsepower at the wheels. So stay tuned, and we're going to see if we can replicate this car in Forza Horizon 3. Okay, so as I was saying, and as you may have noticed in the About page to this channel, I used to work in automotive performance and speed shops or restoration shops. Now I'm just in a dealership, but most of my career has been in the real world performance. And so I've seen some pretty cool cars get built over time and had some really cool experiences. So I'd like to kind of go back and replicate some of those cars I've seen. And one of them that I thought was really cool that I liked was a Cadillac CTS-V. And just was reminded of that car seeing the guys at the old shop posted on Facebook where they just hit 1,700 horsepower at the wheels. So I don't think that's quite doable in Forza here, but I want to try to replicate that car in as much detail as possible. I'm going to try to find some pictures on their Facebook page that I can put in the video here to show, and otherwise I'm just going to start rolling here. So first of all, the car is a black two-door coupe like the one you see here. This of course is the one in Forza. It is completely stock and we are buying it with credits right now. So we're going to go into the build real quick here. There's not going to be much as far as painting because the car is just black. So to start things off, a build on a car that's going to be 1,700 horsepower, of course, is very expensive, especially a Cadillac. But here in the magic world of Clutch Trick, we have earned ourselves a free upgrade perk that we're going to take advantage of today. So this won't cost me a dime. First off, a car like that is still going to use the original GM LS based engine, which we're not going to be able to do in the game here. In order to get that kind of horsepower, we have to do the V12 swap. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now this car that I'm talking about is rear wheel drive, so I will not be upgrading it to all wheel like you normally see me do. And it uses, or used when I knew it, a positive displacement supercharger. We're not able to do that in the game, but really what we're trying for here is the most amount of horsepower possible. So we'll be doing a twin turbo setup. Again, to get that kind of power, we've just got to go with every single thing there is. And I know I'm not going to get all the way there, but we're going to get as close as possible. So we're going to go through here and max out everything possible. Big brakes for big power. We're going to drop this thing all the way on the ground. Stiffen up the sway bars just because. Hey, we're spending some money on this thing anyway. Let's see. I don't think they have a cage in that car, but we're going to put a cage in this one and black out the windows so you won't see it. And that car I know is actually probably still got all of the interior and maybe even the air conditioning and navigation, all that type of stuff. So we're leaving that there. I will go with the base weight reduction, which is like taking out the spare tire and the whatever jack and tools there might be in the trunk. You're going to take that out of a cool street car. We're going to build the entire drivetrain as much as possible here. And we're going to go with the stickiest nasty tires we can get without the Forza Horizon stickers on them. Front tires kind of wide, but not big, huge, fat tires. You know, it doesn't really seem to make much difference. Back tires will make them as chubby as possible. Let's see here, rims. Go with the 20 in the front, but the rear, if you want a good fat like drag tire or something on the back of a modern car, you're not going to be able to go with the big, huge rim diameter. And you're also going to fight to get small ones on there because of the brake calipers. So I'm going to leave the stock size on the back. You may think that sounds a little strange. Maybe it is to some people. But sometimes that's what it takes to get things done. And if memory serves me, that's kind of the way this car was built. So wheels, let's see here. I think it had welds on it. Maybe not this exact wheel, but very, very close to this wheel, if I recall correctly. These are some of the lightest wheels in the game, and they're the most similar. You know what, let me just hop over real quick and get on the interwebs, minimize this, and take a look at it, if you don't mind. Okay, so my memory was telling me these wheels here, but after going online and checking things out, I was wrong. Looks like it's more of just something along these lines here, but in black. So let's see if we can find a lightweight version of something along those lines. I really like those wheels there. And we're going to paint them black here. So let's see. Wow, that's heavy. Plus 13. If that was black, that could almost do it. Nope. So many wheels to choose from, and so many of them are so similar. That might be the ticket there. Or that. Or that. Or that. Or that. Or that. Let's back up here. You know what? That right there I think is as close as I'm going to get without spending just bukus of time here. It's kind of the black multi-star. It's not identical, but close. And we are building this in a game after all. Now, the car in real life actually has some body mods to it that we're not going to be able to touch in the game here. But we can do a few things to try to make it as close as possible. Wow, we don't really have much options. You know, it's really cool. There's a company, I can't remember what it's called. It's like D3 or Carbon 3 or 3 or something that makes some cool body kits for these cars in real life. And they've got like a thing that you can extend that tail light on the trunk. See if we can spin it around this way here. Right there, it's a piece that goes on top of that. Kind of makes it look like it sticks out further, but it's you paint it to body color. It's not like it's red or anything. And I think there's some nice hoods that take that center muscle bump and raise it up some. Some cool chin spoilers available. You can do some cool things with these cars in real life. So this, you know, in game looks like as close as we can get. I am going to bounce over and do a quick tint on the windows. Install this setup. So this gets us, whoa, 1,515 horsepower. That's not too bad. At the wheels in real life, it's not going to be a full 1,500. It's going to be somewhere less than that, maybe 1,200, 1,300 range. But it's close enough for a video game replication of a car. So now let's go to designs and paintses. And paints is our car. And we're gonna paint the windows black. All black. You know, I can't remember. It's been like 3 years since I've seen this car. And the images on YouTube don't really, or on Facebook, don't really do much justice. I think it was maybe a carbon fiber hood. Don't remember exactly, but I'm going to use my Gamer's Liberty, and I'm going to make this one have a carbon fiber hood. So this is pretty stinking close to what the car looks like in real life, and the horsepower. So there you go. Let's take it out for a spin. You know, let's see if I can maybe... Those wheels seem like they're just popping out at me a little too much. I want to maybe... Well, that's weird. If I paint them... If I go from the OEM black finish to black... to paint them black, it makes it shiny. Look at that. Fine tune the color. What if I go into... paint color? Okay, this is where my superior human skills kick in. So I'm going to go to matte red, and I'm going to click on paint, like where you adjust paint color, and then we're going to turn this into matte black. Take the saturation out of it. What does that do? Nothing. So there, that's how we get a legitimate flat black, or matte black. There we go. Matte black wheels. Took some of the shine out of them, and still saved. Looks like it kept the bolt heads inside there black. To each his own. All right, let's take her for a spin. Okay, now we've got the car on the street here. I'm going to reduce the tire pressure to 15 psi in the back. Let's see here. I'm gonna bump up the gear ratio. I'm sure that's not accurate to the real car, but in game, we need this thing to be able to be drivable. Let's see, springs. Ride height. I want this thing as low as possible. Only lowering it 1/2 of an inch, looks like. What was that originally? 5.5 down to 5.1. 1/2 of an inch. So be it. Let's see here. Aero. Brakes we'll leave alone. I'm not going to do much with the differential either. Well, I'm not going to race this thing. Just going to cruise around here. Whoa, whoa. Now this car isn't automatic. It's automatic in real life and it's automatic in the game now. So this is pretty much what you would expect a car making this kind of horsepower to drive like. If you really just romp the throttle, it's going to spin. And you're going to hit other people's cars. Hey, what's that dude doing? Well, let's go. Let's see what this thing will do like as a top speed. Take it over to the highway for a highway run. You know, if I just ease into the throttle, it's probably going to be okay. What about this? We've got some guy cruising around in his big bad Nissan. Let's challenge him to a race. I mean, I would do this for real. If I'm cruising around, where'd he go? I swear he's gone. He vanished. It's not even in the race anymore. And it says I'm in first place. I don't want to win like that. Guess I have to edit this out. Okay, so I went ahead and fast traveled over here to the highway so we can make a nice high-speed run. This car is just wicked looking. All blacked out. Whoa, there's trees and cars and stuff. So I'm really having to drive this thing like you would a real car that's making this kind of horsepower on the street. You don't just smash the throttle down or you find out what loss of traction really means. So we're going to be cruising down here, and once traffic lets up a little bit, we're going to roll into the throttle and just top her out. Got it geared really high, so I'm already over 100 miles per hour in second gear, which is not realistic. But let's see what happens here. Let's just let it, whoa, breaking loose a bit. Let's just let her go. If it'll hold. We've got race tires on this thing, but I've got no downforce in the back. This is insane. This car will not hook. Okay, here, line it up, line it up. Line it up, full throttle. Dang. Keeps wanting to spin just a little bit, just enough to not let you get it straight. I can't believe it's spinning like that. This thing is a beast to drive here. We're almost to the end of the highway and we never even got to really let this thing go. We're gonna have to turn around and make a whole another pass at it. Nice Porsche there. Porsche. Let's see. Okay, there it's going. A buck 80, 200. Maybe it's just the way this thing handles. It just really wants to dart around the road. I think it's all that downforce in the front with no downforce in the back, maybe. Okay, let's try for another high-speed run here. Look at that, just rolling into the throttle, it just turns sideways. There it goes again. There's a lot of traffic out here. Let's follow this Porsche. Because you know, if I'm cruising in a 1,000 horsepower Cadillac and I see a guy in a Porsche whipping in and out of traffic, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be like, hey, check us out. I'm gone. Oh crap. You know, I need to maybe stiffen up the rear sway bar to get this car to stay straight. This is insane. It's like driving a pogo stick. I'm not even going that fast, so it's just, it's weaving everywhere. Let's pull over here. We've got to make this thing drivable. We're going to pull over. We're going to tighten up our rear sway bar. And probably dial back that anti-roll bars. Rear. Dial back the, what am I thinking? The differential a little bit? No, the gearing. I'm going to dial back the gearing some. Stiffen up that rear sway bar. Let's go ahead and stiffen up the front also. Springs, not so much. Dampening, aero. I can maybe take some off the front. Differential's already not completely locked up. What else did I say I was going to do? Oh, the gearing. Can bring this back into realistic territory. Let's go with like a 355. Now let's see if this makes the car any more drivable. Still hitting everything on the road. It feels a little more drivable. What is that guy doing? Oh yeah, this is better. Still, the car is like wandering around doing its own thing. It may just be because I don't have the 230. That's pretty realistic. Because I don't have any kind of wing on the back for any downforce. That could be what the problem is here. Making the car just want to act like an idiot. Okay, so there you go. My first game build based off of a car that I know in real life. I hope to be doing some more of these in the future. I'm actually wanting to look up some people local people I know and do some images, or not images, take some pictures and do some builds of their cars. Just kind of taking my time and trying to find the right cars, you know, not just grabbing any old thing. So there you have it. The first car built from real life. Hope you like this video. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit of footage of the real car and put it on here just so you kind of know what I'm working from, and also to show those guys a little bit of love. And hope that you like this video. Please hit the like button if you did. I think we're about to get nailed. Oh, my car. If you like this channel, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.
How did you do that? How did you do that?